Hey Yogi, welcome to class. If you're new to the channel, I'm Ree, this is Drakey, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. We love practicing with you on YouTube. This is going to be a mellow flow class today, but before we jump into it, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do. We would love that. It just helps us to grow on the platform. And if you enjoy the practice, when you get to the end of it, give the video a thumbs up and a like, and leave us a comment. All those things just really help us to push the channel further. That being said, this is a mellow flow, so I'm going to be moving this mellow hound out of my way before we start, but there will be a few props that I'll be using throughout. It's not going to be a very long practice. This one's going to be great for where you feel like you need a little bit of movement, but I talk about this quite a bit, but you're not looking for like yang energy that's up here and really heightened. You're not looking for that fire or solar. You're looking for more calming, grounding, earthy, moon type energy. So more yin energy. So this one's going to be nice if maybe you've had like a really long day, or you're feeling a little bit tired. You need a recovery from your other sports or the gym, or if you're just looking for a bit of a mellow practice. So to make it mellow, I've got 2 blocks here, and I've also got a blanket. So to begin, we're going to roll the blanket like a sausage. So have quite a thick blanket, that would be great. And then we're going to place the blanket along, so much dog hair on my mat. We're going to place the blanket along towards the back of your mat. This is where the spine will go. So you want it to be like quite a thick sausage. So use a couple of blankets if one blanket's not enough. And then we're going to take the blocks and have them just either side of our knees. And then we're just going to come down. So bring the blanket so that the base of the blanket meets the base of your spine. And then we're just going to wiggle your way onto it. Take your knees so that the soles of the feet come together and the knees just fall out wide. And then you can take your blocks underneath your thighs to take any control or any tension, I should say, out of your thighs. So if without the blocks, you're kind of having to like really tense here because your thighs don't go to the floor like mine don't, then just pop in some blocks under there. Or even if your thighs do go to the floor, sometimes it's nice to get a little bit of support. So let your thighs just gently rest onto the blocks. And then you can take your hand, maybe you want to take your left palm near to your heart space, your right hand into the pit of your belly, near your root. And then just feel free to close your eyes and relax. As you inhale, feel your inhale press into your left hand as it goes through your chest, and into your right hand as it works its way down into the root. And then as you exhale, feel your shoulder blades just melt down a little bit more. And let's take a couple more of those. Inhale. And exhale. Nice long inhale. Really challenge how much the chest and the root can push into your hands to really lift them off your body. And then let it descend. Last one of these. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. From here, release your arms into a T. And just allow your arms to open up here. Just feel a little bit of stretch on the back body. And we're just going to reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Let the fingertips touch, and then we're just going to cactus the arms, coming into a cactus shape, so pulling your shoulder blades together, squeezing on your blanket. Inhale, open up your arms, reach up. Exhale, squeeze your elbows down towards your hips so that you're squeezing your shoulder blades on your blanket. Reach up, bring the fingertips to touch. And then exhale, allow the hands to go back behind you, really reaching. Maybe you interlace all the fingers except for your first fingers, and just really start to take your little interlaced mudra, your Kali mudra, back towards over and above your head, just stretching your shoulders a bit here. And gently release. Beautiful. From here, roll onto your side so that you can bring your blanket out from underneath you. Beautiful. Come back onto your back body. And then I want you to just drive your knees in towards your chest, and then let your legs come up so that the soles of your feet are reaching up towards the ceiling. And then reach your arms up straight out of their sockets, and then just start to turn. So just any way you want to turn, just start turning through your wrists and through your ankles, just like getting anything in there. For me, I can just hear so much clicking. It's like click, 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 click. So if you can hear that too, that's good. You're just getting a little bit of space into the joints there. So, just opening up a pathway. And then release your hands and just feel free to just shake your legs. Just have a little bit of shaking, just shaking everything out. And bring your arms up and have a little shake. Try and change all the directions. We get really stuck, or I certainly do, trying to go a certain way. And then come back to neutral. Bend your knees in, plant the soles of the feet down. Take them hip width distance. And then from here, you're going to take a block and lift your hips so that you can get your block on its middle height. If this is too high, come onto the lowest height. But if this is good, you're going to take your block onto your sacrum for a supported bridge here. Let your arms just turn out. Just relax here. Feel that little bit of hip extension because we've got the support of the block. But try not to overwork this. Just try to let your hips be supported by the block. It's a mellow flow, and I know a lot of you like an intense practice, but sometimes it's really great to move with a little bit more softness and ease. We're just allowing our spine a little bit of decompression here. And allowing our breath to come under control and be really mindful. So we're just going to take a few more breaths here. Slowly lift up off your block, let your block come down. Nice. Taking a reclined pigeon here. So let your right ankle come over your left thigh. And then if it feels nice, just gently push your right hand into your right thigh here, just to open up a little bit of space in the right hip. If it feels good, you can allow yourself to just roll the right foot down and back up. Just working into your right hip a little bit, trying to move through any stagnation that we might have there, any tightness. Good, and if it feels nice, next time your right foot comes down, roll onto your left shoulder, press into your right hand, and just come up here. So you've got a little bit of a twist. So you're looking towards the back of your mat, but you're still trying to send your right knee open to get a bit of a twist here. So it's just a lovely release for the low back. Slowly come back the way you came in. So roll onto your left shoulder and come back to the middle. I should have said move your blocks aside if they're in your way for this. Release your right foot. Take your feet hip distance and then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Gently press away the left thigh, with your left hand, just to encourage space now in this left side, in the left hip. Really mindfully controlling the breath here. Focusing on maybe making the exhales a little bit longer than the inhales. And then if you'd like to, again, just to floss it out, you're going to let your left foot come down and then roll it back. And you can roll from side to side, just releasing a little bit of, maybe a little bit of stuckness in the low back, and also just getting a little bit more into the left hip here by just rolling. And then if you want to try the twist again, so next time your left foot falls to the right, roll onto your right shoulder. As you come off your left shoulder, plant your left hand and come up to face the back of your mat, pressing your right butt into the mat and looking back. Oh, this is big for me on this side, so be gentle with yourself if it's big for you. Keep pressing your left knee towards the top of your mat, so you're really kind of opening the left hip whilst moving through the spine. And then gently come back the way you came. So your right shoulder seeks the earth, roll onto your back and release like nothing happened. Beautiful. Draw your knees into your chest, take some circles. Opening and closing the hip one way and then taking it the other way, just to maybe feel the benefit of some of that stretching. And then from here, you can come onto the side and roll up into a seat. We're going to set up for a little movement flow here. So grab your blocks and have your blocks towards the top of your mat where your hands would be for your downward facing dog. So roughly that width. And then I like to just make this really soft on my knees. So I like to open up the blanket and have the blanket, you know, roughly where my knees would fall on the mat. This is personal preference, and the blocks and the props, they're not essential. They just make the movement feel more mellow. And then from here, bring your hands onto the blocks, bring your knees underneath your hips, and we're going to take a few circles. Getting a bit of life into our hands, waking up the shoulders a bit. We've kind of been in the lower body and in the spine a little bit for the opening of our movement, but now we want to get into the upper body, get into the hands, and then coming into some stillness, setting up for cat-cow. Inhale, drop your chest, drop your belly, I should say, lift your gaze, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, and exhale, take it the other way. Inhale, pull through, up into cow pose. Exhale, push back into cat. Inhale through to cow. Exhale to cat. Tuck your toes when you come to neutral. Lift your hips and find downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Notice how this dog feels with the extra support of the blocks under your hands, if that's what you've got. And really press into your hands here. Squeeze your inner armpits to really support you, to feel length across your back body. Nice, and then from here, your right leg will lift up, three-leg dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, and take some hip circles. We've already spent a little bit of time exploring the hips, so just notice how they're responding, or how your right hip is responding here. Keep pressing through your hands and then drive your right knee into your chest, roll forward, right foot inside your right hand or your right block if it's there. Inhale, rise into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Take your arms out of your peripheral vision if you can. Exhale, hands onto the blocks. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Bend your knees forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come up onto the shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, pull your hands through the midline, Samasthiti. Inhale, open it up, sweep your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Pull through into your Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift. From here, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your right foot back, drop your right knee down. Inhale to low lunge. Exhale, hands onto the blocks. Step your left foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Bend the knee and open up the hip here. Maybe taking the hip circles again. Keep pressing into your left hand. Don't let your left shoulder cave. And keep changing the flow of the circles. Imagine you're just putting a bit of WD-40 into your left hip socket. Then drive your left knee into your chest, ripple forward, left foot to the inside of your left hand. Drop your right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step up gently, right foot next to left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees and bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Root to rise, come all the way up. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gaze follows. Exhale, Samasthiti, come to the center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands can come to the shins. Exhale, bow down. This time, step your left foot back. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, plant your hands on the blocks. Tuck your back toes, step your right foot back to meet your left. Downward facing dog. Drop your knees to the mat. And then from here, pull through into a cow pose. Exhale to cat. Pull through into cow. Exhale to cat. Untuck the toes, sit back to the shins. Nice. Inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. As you exhale, open your arms, twist to the right. So sending your right fingertips behind you, left hand is seeking for your right thigh, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, open to the left. Fingertips behind you with the left hand, right hand seeks your left thigh. Inhale up. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Beautiful. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to the blocks. Come onto your knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, three-leg dog. And then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. This time, drop your left knee. Inhale, open and take a twist. Exhale, right hand to the block. Work to straighten through your right leg, coming into a half split here. You could lift the height of the blocks if this helps you to feel more sturdy and stable. Ignore me while I fidget with my mic, which is all up in my face right now. Beautiful. Rebend your right knee, plant your right foot, bring your blocks back if you used them on a different height. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and gently step left foot outside of left hand. And then from here, I want you to stack both blocks, one on top of the other, on any height, so that you can sit your butt down on the blocks. And then opening up the knees really wide. You could make two fists with your hands, bringing the fists into the middle to open the thighs more. Hello, Billy. Sitting up nice and tall here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. And long exhale. Nice. Inhale, lift your hips up. Take your blocks back to where they were. And then we're going to go back the way we came. Burghley, I need you to move. So step your left foot back, drop your left knee down, and then inhale, take a twist, back to the right. Exhale, right hand down, tuck your left toes, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg will go up, three-leg dog. And exhale, left foot outside your left hand, drop your right knee. Inhale, open, take a twist, drop your right knee, your right hip, I should say, down. Exhale, left hand to the block, working into our half split. So if you want to take the blocks up higher, of course you can, for more lift through the spine, more stability. Keep flicking your tailbone back, pull your right hip forward, left hip coming back. Then replant the blocks, plant your hands, bend your left knee, step up with your right foot outside your right hand. Make your little stack with your blocks again so that you can sit your butt onto your blocks, coming back into Malasana, hands into, palms in towards one each other, elbows pushing your knees nice and wide. Sit tall here. Lift your spine, draw your chin down a bit if it's sticking up. Try and come into a neutral spine here. And then slowly lift your butt up, replant the blocks if you're using them, and step your right foot back. Drop your right knee down, inhale, take a twist to the left again. And then exhale, left hand plants. Tuck the right toes to lift the hips high, down dog. Drop your knees to the mat. Inhale through to cow pose. Really shine your heart through your arms. Exhale, push away to cat. Back to neutral, sit onto the shins, heels onto the butt. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, open to the left. Right hand on the outside of the left thigh, turning to look over your left shoulder. Inhale, up the middle. Exhale, left hand to the right thigh, right hand over. Looking over your right shoulder, right fingertips to the mat. And again, inhale up the middle. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale up the middle. And open on the exhale to the right. Inhale up the middle. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Then from here, you're going to come off your blanket if you've got it. I want you to refold the blanket. So we want to make the blanket thick like a sausage again. So rolling it. And then take the blanket back to where you started. We're going to finish where we began, just to see if we feel any different. Now that we've had some soft movement, a little bit of hip opening. So have your blocks handy so they can go either side of your thighs. And then bring your blanket back so that it comes to support your whole spine. And then readjust your props so that your thighs gently land here. You could take left hand back onto the left heart space. Right hand back down in towards the solar plexus. And relax, let go. Let your eyes soften into the back of your skull. Let your eyelids gently close. Gently draw your chin down to keep your neck long. Let go of any tension you have, anything you're holding on to, physically and emotionally. Easier said than done, but for these few moments, let's try. And stay here for as long as you would like, yogis. A few minutes. Allow yourself to feel mellow, to feel rested, feel maybe a bit more space in the mind and the body, so that you can use that space for clarity, for grounding, for softness, for whatever you need. As always, it's an absolute privilege to practice with you on YouTube. Until we meet again, thank you for joining me, Yogi.